Pay attention to your pain. Reach out and find your comfort. Take a walk and play some music. Make time to start the healing.
No, I mean, I wasn't.
Let the healing
Ever a bad time. I just didn't.
Let the healing begin. Look to the sky and breathe it in. Look to the sky and breathe it in. Feel the sunshine on your skin. Feel the sunshine on your skin. And let your life resume again. And let your life resume again. Pay attention to your pain. Reach out and find your comfort. Take a walk and play some music. Make the time to start the healing. Let the healing begin. Let the healing begin. Look to the sky and breathe it in. Look to the sky and breathe it in. Feel the sunshine on your skin. Feel the sunshine on your skin. And let your life resume again. And let your life resume again. Pay attention to your pain. Reach out and find your comfort. Take a walk and play some music. Make the time to start the healing. Let the healing begin. Let the healing begin. Look to the sky and breathe it in. Look to the sky and breathe it in. Feel the sunshine on your skin. Feel the sunshine on your skin. And let your life resume again. And let your life resume again. For this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my health, Spirit, thank you for my health. Thank you for my health, Spirit, thank you for my health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. And thank all of you for joining us here at Unity Spiritual Center for our Zoom service, our live Zoom service. I am so glad that you are here. And you may be joining us by Facebook, and we're thrilled that you're joining us through that vehicle, if that is in fact how you found us as well. It is always great to see your faces, and just know that I keep all of you who are in our community in my prayers. And for those of you who are joining us for the first time, I very much look forward to hopefully meeting you in person when we're able to open our doors again safely. So one thing to note as we get started, you are coming in and being muted. There will be 2 times when we will give you the opportunity to let your voice be heard. One is when I ask for a volunteer for the daily word. So if you'd like to read the daily word for us today, please grab a copy of that and indicate that when I ask for volunteers, and then we'll take you off mute for that. We also have a time during our service, as you know, when we invite prayer requests, and you can either make those through the chat or speak them aloud. And if you would like to speak them aloud, again, indicate that either through the chat or by waving at your webcam, and we will take you off mute during that time. But for now, I invite you just to lean back and take a deep breath wherever you are as we go within our inner sanctuary, where we are always safe, guided, and at peace. Just take this time to let go of any worries or concerns and connect virtually with all of us here in our community and with the God of your understanding. Here at Unity Spiritual Center, we celebrate the truth that our God is love, as expressed in Unity's foundation statement, which you're invited to say along with me. There is only one presence and one power, active as the universe and as my life, God the good, omnipotent. So take another deep breath now. Again, just become increasingly comfortable and release any cares of the day, because the only thing that you need to do in this hour is to open yourself up to the love and goodness of the divine as you relax into the sacred time and space at Unity Spiritual Center. For 75 years now, this is our 75th anniversary year. We at Unity Spiritual Center have celebrated and honored people of every culture, of every creed, of every religion, of every race, of every age, and every lifestyle, knowing that there are many paths to God, many faces of God, many names for God, but only one God. Seeing through eyes of oneness and acknowledging our oneness, we know that God indwells all people and is expressed through each of us in unique, special, and individual ways. Unity offers positive, practical, progressive spiritual teachings and tools that honor the universal truth in all religions and respects each individual's right to choose a spiritual path. And just to underscore the meaning of those words, I'm going to light our worship candle as I do every Sunday. And this is so that you have a visual aid. All right, let's see. Thought I was having technical difficulties with the match, but no. Lo, let there be light. And so as you look at this light, as you see this flame, remember that you too have a flame within. That in fact, you are an individualized expression of God, and that God does God's work in the world through the movement of your hands and your heart. Our vision here at Unity Spiritual Center, and the opportunity for you and for each one of us here, is that you discover the power within you to create the life of your dreams, that you have peace of mind and deep happiness, that you enjoy joyous and loving relationships with yourself, with spirit, and with others, that you spend your days doing what you love and feel called to do, even if it's just for a portion of your day. And most of all, that you know that your life matters, that you make a difference, and that the world is a better place because you're here. So let's pause now to listen and hear a musical selection sung by our wonderful music director, Michael Hatfield.
Go now in peace and seize the day. Reach out with love to everyone who comes your way. Go forth with joy, reach for your star. I give you power to create, that's who you are. You are a part of all I am, and so I only have to choose. A prayer you say in gratitude must surely come to you. Go now in love, bless all you see. Give thanks for everything and know that you are free. You are divine, you are my child. You are my hands and feet, my eyes and ears, my smile. There is nothing that you have to do, it's only who to be. It's as simple as the breath you take in unity with me. Be the peace you wish to see. Be the peace you wish to see.
Thank you, Michael. Wow, that was beautiful. So do express your gratitude to Michael when you hear something that you like. Use your reaction buttons or express your gratitude through the webcam. It's kind of hard sometimes to put on a service virtually because we don't get that wonderful personal interaction with you. So feel free to give us whatever kind of reaction you choose using these handy buttons that Zoom has given us. So as we continue to get comfortable and relax even more deeply into this time of worship, prayer, and meditation, let us open our hearts to receive the message of today's daily word. And now I'm going to scroll through the gallery and see if we have a volunteer, someone who would like to read the daily word for today. If you would like to, please indicate that to me by raising your hand or putting notice of that in the chat. I am still looking for a volunteer. Cheryl, I don't know if you want to read it or if you're just clapping. Wendy Walters. Never mind. We've got a volunteer. So I'm going to scroll down to Wendy, and I'm going to put you on the spotlight.
And my stomach really hurt.
Okay, so
I'm
Wendy,
not sure why my video's not working.
It's working fine.
No, we can see you.
Oh, you can see me. Okay.
Yeah. So go ahead. Thank you, Wendy.
Right. Sunday, January 31, 2021. Now, I find my power in this very moment. There is power in this very moment. Yesterday is past, and tomorrow is not yet here. There is only this moment, ripe with promise and potential, ready for me to live into it fully. Through my many divine gifts, everything I need to get started is within me. I need not wait for the perfect moment to arrive, because there is no time more perfect than now, and no place more perfect than here. Procrastination has no place in my life. I fritter away my energy when I find reasons not to get started, losing my zeal and focus and inviting frustration into my life. Today, I claim the power of the present and say, this is the day I begin. Now is the time to begin, to serve, to forgive, to create, and to love. And from 2 Corinthians 6, verse 2, see, now is the acceptable time. See, now is the day of salvation.
Thank you so much, Wendy. I appreciate your volunteering and doing such a lovely job of reading the daily word. Unity Spiritual Center is a center of prayer and healing. And during this time of shelter in place, you are always welcome to send a prayer request our way, either through snail mail, email, or by leaving a message on our answering machine. And Jerry will put that information in the chat so you can make note of it. And just want you to know that, of course, we invite those prayer requests. And we want to hold the prayer requests that have come in our hearts, knowing that they are from members of our community. Sometimes we don't know what the circumstances are or who they may be from, but we know that they are part of our spiritual family. So let's just know for all of those prayers that have been written and that are unwritten and that are unspoken, to know for each person that divine love and divine order are taking place, are present in their lives right now. Now is the time to make our prayers audible and to share your spiritual requests, your prayer needs with your spiritual family here so that we can support you and stand with you. So if you have a particular prayer request that you'd like to speak aloud, please do note that in the chat, or as I said, raise your hand in the camera and I can unmute you, or actually you can unmute you, but I will call on you. And you're also welcome to put prayer requests in our chat function. Michael will sing us the first part of our prayer song, so that you're familiar with it. And of course, after each prayer request, we sing together, Your Prayer is Our Prayer Too.
We are connected by the heart. Where do you end? Where do I start? Whatever you feel, I feel too. You're a part of me. I'm a part of you. Your prayer is my prayer too. Your prayer is my prayer too.
So I am going to start with a few prayer requests that have come in through the chat. Kathy is asking for prayers for Douglas, who passed away on January 7th, and is giving gratitude for his gift and the love he gave to so many.
Your prayer is my prayer too.
And Valerie is asking for prayers for Tess.
Your prayer is my prayer too.
And Wendy is asking for prayers for deep trust that the divine is ever present and that all is well underneath everything.
Your prayer is my prayer too.
And Ethel is asking for prayers for her sister-in-law's mother, who has been very sick and in the hospital.
Your prayer is my prayer too.
And Brock is asking for prayers for the strengthening of his dog Pink's legs.
Your prayer is my prayer too.
Joni is asking for prayers for healing in her relationship with her mother.
Your prayer is my prayer too.
And Marcy is asking for prayers for her cousin and daughter who are struggling with the sudden death of their husband and dad, asking for prayers that they find solace knowing that he is no longer suffering.
Your prayer is my prayer too.
And Aikya is asking for prayers for everyone trying to make the COVID vaccine available, that all barriers to swift production, delivery, and administration of the vaccine happens to people waiting for that protection.
Your prayer is my prayer too.
And Lisa is asking for prayers for President Biden and his cabinet.
Your prayer is my prayer too.
I'm going to scroll down the gallery right now to see if there are any in-person prayer requests that you would like to make. And if so, please do note that in the chat or again by waving your hand at the webcam so I can see you and call on you. Any other prayer requests that you would like to make? Okay. Oh, let's see. A couple more have come in through chat. So I'm going to finish Lisa's prayer, prayers for President Biden and his cabinet, that they are able to do what they need to do without interference.
Your prayer is my prayer too.
And Marcy is asking for prayers that we can get Lynn's mom a vaccination appointment. They're in Florida where the vaccine has been slowly arriving and she's anxious that she hasn't been able to get an appointment for weeks.
Your prayer is my prayer too.
And Judy is asking for prayers that her friend continues to improve mentally and spiritually.
Your prayer is my prayer too.
I understand that Juanita's hand is up. Thank you, Jerry. So Juanita, if you could, you're off mute, go ahead.
I'd like to have prayers for my niece, Keisha, who just was admitted to the hospital today. Also for a friend that had Carolyn, who had surgery and hope she's having a speedy recovery. And also for a family member in the Dangerfield where there was a death in their family. Comfort. His name was Reggie, and God bless him.
Thank you, Juanita.
Your prayer is my prayer too.
Okay, any other prayers that would like to be spoken aloud? Scrolling through. see your faces, by the way. All right. Well, if there are no further prayer requests, then this is the time to express your gratitudes, things that you are thankful for, things that you feel particularly blessed by. This is your time to share those with your spiritual family so that we can celebrate with you. So I will share a celebration that my father-in-law was able to get a hospital bed, and that he in fact has had 2 surgeries. Seems to be doing okay. He'll need to have a 3rd surgery, but right now he is in a rehab center, and things are looking much better than they were. So we're very grateful for that. Let's see. Grateful for today's sun. Valerie is? Yes, we are indeed. And let's see, oh, they're coming in fast and furious now. Let's see, Randy, Josephine is grateful for the sun and the rain. Randy is grateful that some family and friends have gotten vaccinated. Joni is grateful for the time she spent with her dear friend Jackie in Stinson Beach over the past couple of days. Mary is grateful for a blessed time with her daughter and her kittens and a safe return home. Marcy is grateful that her parents were vaccinated yesterday, that they are so relieved, as is she, and are praying. We will pray with you, Marcy, that they remain healthy and blessed. Ethel is grateful that Mike, Rose, and Betsy are well. Thank you so much for checking in with them, Ethel. Brock is grateful for answered prayers and blessings received, and we are grateful for the blessing of Brock in our community. Kathy is grateful that her daughter Lisa is flourishing in her new pandemic Zoom career, now teaching writing, math, and Harry Potter classes. Wonderful news. Anything else? Anything else that you'd like to share with people? Wendy is so grateful for all the caring being expressed in the world during these challenging times, and also for the vast, spacious sky above and all around us, and for the presence of nature in our world. Judy is grateful for the continuing development of President Biden's administration, grateful to have kind and powerful leadership. Shirley is grateful to get nail and foot care. Lisa is grateful for her garden and its glorious green. All wonderful things to be thankful for. So last call for blessings that you want to share. They're wonderful to hear. Anything else? Marcy is grateful that although her cousin's husband was unable to overcome his leukemia, he was able to connect with both his wife and daughter, speak and share loving thoughts, and make his wishes clear of what to do in the event he gets worse. Blessing. Sylvia, do you have your hand up? Jerry's doing a great job of keeping me posted on. Yes, Sylvia, please go.
Oh, yeah, I am so grateful. My mom is recovering from COVID, so she is an unbelievable miracle how she is just blazing through it. So I just wanted to share that I am so grateful for that. So
I'm so grateful too. Thank you for sharing that. Wonderful news, Sylvia. Awesome.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Give thanks for this opportunity to bless and to be blessed in spirit. Give thanks for the knowledge that when we ask, it will be given to us. When we seek, we will find. When we knock, the door will be opened to us. We give thanks for the feelings of thanksgiving that fill our hearts, and for the feelings of peace and comfort that we feel being connected to one another, even though it's through technology. We give thanks for the privilege of praying for others in our community, in our nation, and around the world. And we affirm always and in all ways, no matter what appearances may be, divine love and divine order is everywhere present. And so it is. Amen.
I need to be still and let God love me. I need to be still and let God love me. When this whole world starts to push and shove me, need to be still and let God love me. I need to relax and let God take over. I need to relax and let God take over. He'll take this load off of my shoulder. I need to relax and let God take over. And when there's trouble all around me and my soul cries out for rest, when I feel that I'm falling, even though I've done my best, when decisions get so heavy and there are answers that I need, I know it's just time to be still and let God love me. I need to be still and let God love me. I need to be still and let God love me. When this old world starts to push and shove me, I need to be still and let God love me. I need to be still and let God love me. I need to be still and let God love me. When this old world starts to push and shove me, I need to be still and let God love me.
Thank you, Michael. Beautiful. So now it is my pleasure to bring on, to yield the floor to Reverend Aikya Param. We are so lucky to have so much talent in this community. And of course, Reverend Aikya is a very cherished member. We have, whoops, I almost put Kathy Quigley on Spotlight. Where did Aikya go? She is a very cherished member of our community. I think you've been here now for about what is it? I guess it 1.5 years, maybe.
Maybe. Yes, I'm not really sure, but
Something
every
like that.
bit wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we are very blessed by you. And so with no further ado, here is Reverend Aikya Param.
Thank you very much, Reverend Maggie. And I'm so happy to be speaking with you today. The topic, Fortunate and Fully Satisfied, is the translation of the first word from the Greek in the Beatitudes. For some reason, Spirit only knows, I have really been captured by these simple statements. They are considered to be the new ethics in 8 or 10 statements. And the old ethics, of course, we remember is the 10 Commandments, which focus on actions and mostly on actions we shouldn't do, thou shalt not. But the Beatitudes instead talks about who you are and invites certain inner qualities to develop. And so we're going to look at them step by step. They're thought to be steps towards spiritual maturation. So you do them one at a time. And the first one, I know Reverend Maggie's theme for this year is seeds of spirit, I think.
Mhm.
And the first beatitude is what establishes the garden. So what I'm going to do is just let us contemplate them and what they say and share with you if there's any wonderful gems in the original language, the Greek language that they're written in. Sometimes that really enriches your understanding. And also then look at prominent, well-known people that we know who live these qualities. That will enrich our thoughts more. And then I have a special partner from Unity. I'm bringing in the founder, Charles Fillmore. He established Unity with his wife in 1889, and he wrote 9 books, only 4 of which were published. And one of the unpublished ones is called The Story of Jesus' Soul Evolution. And that's where he wrote about the Beatitudes. He completed it 11 months before his death. He has the date on the manuscript, August 7th, 1947. He was 93 years old. So this is from a whole lifetime of his wisdom. He comments I will have not everything he said, because some of the things were really a bit technical, but the things where we'll know exactly what he meant and be enriched by it. So just relax back and listen to these familiar phrases that are coming to you again to be considered. The first one, excuse me, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Now, this doesn't mean people who are poor, literally. It means people who have the spirit or the mental disposition to know that they have no status of their own, but that God works through and for them, that they are available for God to co-create with them. And Charles Fillmore says, to be poor in spirit is to make oneself a mental vacuum, that we may be filled with spirit. If those who think they have great spiritual acquirements give them up and become poor in spiritual pride, the real kingdom with all its enduring riches shall be theirs. And I chose a very extraordinary woman who had so many accomplishments. We might not think of her right away if we started out thinking of poor in spirit, but Hildegard von Bingen, way back in the 11th century, wrote songs and poems. I have sung some of her songs in choirs and choruses. She was a scientist and a mathematician. They say that some of her scientific observations were extraordinary for her day. And I think she could not have done all of those things unless she made herself, as Charles Fillmore says, a mental vacuum to be filled with spirit and allowed herself to follow those inspirations. The second beatitude says, blessed are they who mourn, for they will be comforted. And the word for mourn is penteo. It means wail. So these are not just quiet, sad people. These are people really expressing their sadness. And I had a big understanding as I was considering this. So these are people that are expressing the feelings about loss they've experienced, and we all have experienced loss. Sometimes it's someone who has just passed away. Sometimes it's things that we treasured, place that we loved, or status like a job or a role in society that's no longer ours. And we do grieve it and talk about it. During Jesus's time, the Holy Land was an occupied country, and the people who were occupying it had a very different idea of spirituality and ethics than the Hebrew people. And so they might mourn in that situation that they are under the rulership of these people who really don't understand God the way they do. And just so, today, all those who are activists, who are working for racial equity, racial justice, and environmental degradation, whatever the cause, all activists are also come under this. They are people who are mourning something that is wrong. They're crying out for it to be corrected. And it says they will be comforted. Charles Fillmore says, to get a blessing out of mourning, take all your griefs to God. Then the Holy Spirit, the Comforter, will take away the desolation and deepen our souls in sympathy and love. Those who cry and yearn for spirit shall receive its consolation. And I thought of Representative John Lewis. We have, there were so many activists. I had a whole list, in fact. And I might have John Lewis in here twice. But anyway, John Lewis, who definitely spoke out forcefully about what was not working, who got himself in good trouble, as he called it, by standing forth and standing with others to show the world that something needed to be changed, walked across that bridge, the Pettus Bridge, and symbolizing going from what had not been working to a just society that he, along with Martin Luther King and so many others, looked forward to seeing around them. And the third, blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. I don't know if I even had an example for this. Oh, I thought of Mother Teresa, who was a hardworking person who reached out and cared for those poor and destitute in need of medical help. And she brought them in and nursed them to health. But she didn't make a fuss about what she was doing. It was just noticed and appreciated by people the world over. She inherited the earth in the sense that the whole earth noticed her compassion and turned and went to help her, gave funds, and she was eventually declared a saint by the Catholic Church. But she did her work quietly with determination. And the fourth one says, blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. And the word for righteousness is dikaiosune, which it does mean holiness and innocence, but it also means equitability. So we're getting back to the same justice as I thought of earlier. And of course, John Lewis fits here too. And I also thought of Howard Thurman, the spiritual advisor to Martin Luther King. He had his eye on the resolution. He had the vision of a society where all people could live together and contribute what they had within them. So then, blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Aleamon means merciful or compassionate. And Charles Fillmore says, charity begets charity. Mercy begets mercy. Love begets love. Forgive yourself, everybody, and the consciousness that there is, quote, no condemnation in Christ Jesus, unquote, shall be yours. And Charles Fillmore quoted in connection with this, a selection from William Shakespeare, The Merchant of Venice, Act 4, Scene 1, quote, the quality of mercy is not strained. It droppeth as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It is twice blessed. It blesseth him that gives and him that takes. And I thought of Amma here, the merciful. She saw the problems of poor people even in her childhood and worked to bring them things to ease their hunger and their poverty, sometimes bringing things from her own house, which her parents really didn't appreciate. She grew older, and as she was able, she shared this care for all who were in need. And she realized that the biggest need that everyone had was for spiritual enrichment. And so she showed her love for people she has showed it by hugging people for thousands and thousands of people now all around the world. Just like all of us now, though, she's home because of COVID. Even Amma has to be respectful of the virus. The next one, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. And kataros is the word for pure, clean, clear, free of self-interest. And I know you'll appreciate this. The word for heart in Greek is cardia. In your thoughts and feelings, to be free of self-interest. Charles Fillmore says, the pure in heart see God. The God spirit is absolutely pure and undefiled. Those who put away all thoughts of evil and dwell consciously in the realization that all is good come face to face with the original mind of being. God is love, and they that love without the adulteration of selfishness or the lust of sense come into the very presence of God, of the good. They actually see God. And I thought of two people that I'm realizing that my whole computer on my way here, I had a little challenge. My whole entire computer died, and this is a revived version. So I don't know if people will have heard of this person. But I thought of an Indian sage who actually inspired Vivekananda to found the Vedanta Society. So Sri Ramakrishna and his wife, Sharada Devi, they were really known for their pure minds, pure hearts, and both of them had visions of the God of their understanding. So this is something that's available for all of us. The next one, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God. And peacemaker to me is a person who has so established peace in themselves that it's contagious. When you see them, when you are in the same room with them, you can just feel that peace. And Charles Fillmore said, a peacemaker is one who reduces to peace and harmony all the thoughts of strife, anger, and retaliation in his own mind. The ability to say peace to thoughts and have them obey entitles man to sonship with the Most High and daughtership, I might add. That was the old days when everything was in a male gender. So, and the person I thought of for that was Thich Nhat Hanh, peacemaker, even though he spent many years in the United States, got a degree at Columbia, but when he returned to Vietnam, through his own Buddhist practice, he established peace within himself. And then he worked all around in Vietnam, in the remote areas and in the capital, to bring about peace in every way, politically, as far as people's practice was concerned, to establish the peace within and the peace without. And blessed are those who are persecuted. Now, this is a strange one. Persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. And I put it together with the last one, which is almost a commentary. Blessed are you when men shall revile you and persecute you and say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets that were before you. And so I thought, of course, of the Jews in the 1930s and 40s Germany, who were just, they were hated for their religion. And in India, the Hindus are persecuted by the Muslims, and the Muslims are persecuted by the Hindus. That goes on. And here in our country, the Sikhs who were mistaken for Muslims in the United States a few years ago. And when I was in elementary school where we lived, Catholics were hated. And so I was Catholic, so I got to experience that. This is something we aren't able always to open our hearts to those who are different. And that's a gift to be ready to develop, or to develop today. Charles Fillmore says, when the shafts of ridicule and censure come thick and fast, because of your steadfastness to principle, ward them off by words and thoughts of rejoicing. Now, he is thinking of people who have worked on themselves to make themselves better. Where he says, bring up those thoughts of rejoicing because it's evidence of the power of your thought and word. You are developing the kingdom of power within, which is the sum of all spiritual attainment. Do not resent the stirred up thoughts. And I love this phrase, but in the dominion of your own harmony, quietly be glad. And so I bring these to you as gems that we can rediscover at any time. These simple statements that Jesus spoke sitting on a little hill in the Holy Land. They think they know where it was, but different people say, no, it was over here. No, it was over here. But just sitting and quietly speaking. These things were not written down until 70 years after the life of Jesus. They were written in Greek by someone they think Matthew was a Jewish man, and he was writing for other members of the Hebrew community, just to let them see each of these ideas is also in a psalm. It's also somewhere else in the Hebrew Bible. So the people would have been familiar with it. And in a way, he was saying, no, we're not really like all those other sects that are trying to be so different. This is very much like what we have always believed. It is harmonious with our tradition. So anyway, thank you so much for listening. I really enjoyed finding these things and relishing these things from the Beatitudes. And I hope you've enjoyed rediscovering them through this presentation. And take a moment in meditation. Let us pray first and give thanks to the Lord, to God, to Spirit, to the almighty presence that enlivens us, for all the blessings that have come to us, things around us that we have established to support our well-being, things we treasure, people we treasure in our families, our friends, our church community, Reverend Maggie, Michael Hatfield, who inspires us every week. Let us give thanks for all those blessings and more that you can think of that are unique to you. And let's take some moments and think of all the ways we have been blessed and the special quality that each of us has, that we know we have, that we've developed on purpose, that is our blessing, and give thanks for it in our meditation time. Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome.
That was glorious. And so here we are, seeing the blessings in each of us, seeing our own gift that we have developed, that we give to the world each day as we step out and interact with others. It is our blessing. It is the way in which we have chosen to be fortunate and to rest in God and be fully satisfied. I'm wondering is everyone still here? Ah, I see you all. Hello. So I hope I have brought a new look at the Beatitudes, these simple 8 statements, 8 to 10, depending on how you want to count it, with the view also of Charles Fillmore, honoring that founder of unity. I was so happy to find his book and evidence of his good work, and to imagine that he wrote this whole entire book. It's not just this little part on the Beatitudes at the age of 93, 11 months before he died. So he was unique. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, wanted to be an entertainer. He went to take a course in public speaking where the teacher also was teaching speakers, people who conduct the Christian Science service every Sunday. And so he went and was exposed to affirmative Christianity. And of course, it changed his life. But he had that focus that people would have a good time. You know, they would have a joyful time at his talks. And so that was a little different. For Charles Fillmore, he also studied with Emma Curtis Hopkins, as did Ernest. But it was a much different path to creating unity. And as we see, he was seriously writing and teaching all those many years into the 1947 is when this text was published, or was not published, was written, and he died just 11 months later. So his entire life was dedicated to bringing this new, affirmative, positive vision of Christianity to America. So.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Reverend Aikya, for bringing forward the Beatitudes in a way that also included relevant examples of them that everyone can relate to or are familiar with. That was wonderful. And it reminded me, I belong to a couple of Facebook groups of Unity ministers, and in one of them, the new president or the new CEO of Unity Worldwide Ministries posed a quiz to the members saying, should we go back to our Christian roots and emphasize those more? Should we move away from Jesus, or should we just let every minister decide what they want to do in their church? And it was really interesting to see that by far the majority of ministers responded that we should go back to our Christian roots, but in a way that illustrates the tagline that we were using for a long time of positive, practical Christianity. And so it's interesting. So I feel that what you just did is very similar to what was being spoken about in this discussion group. So thank you so much for that. Very much appreciated. So with that wonderful reflection in our hearts, let us affirm who we are. Please feel free to say it loud and proud. At Unity Spiritual Center, we are an ocean of love. Here at Unity Spiritual Center, we have an inspiring vision, an exciting mission, and compelling values by which we strive to live, and I invite you to say them along with me. Our vision is centered in God. We co-create a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. Our mission is we are a creative, joy-filled spiritual community dedicated to healing, inspiring, and transforming the lives of all people through prayer, education, and love. And our values are, we are spirit-led, generous with resources, inclusive, joyously creative, and guided by integrity. And feeling inspired by our vision, mission, and values, feeling enriched by what we've just heard today and what we've experienced together, and what we will continue to experience in our hospitality hour that will follow the service. Let us take time now to be a channel for enrichment through our generous tithes and love offerings. As Michael sings another wonderful, beautiful song, please take that time to write out a check to USC or log on to our website. Jerry has just put that link into the chat to make a donation online. Please do remember that our expenses continue throughout this time, and we appreciate your continued support. So let's take time now to bless our tithes and love offerings, either physically or metaphorically. Let's place them in our hands next to our hearts as we say our offertory prayer. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
Nothing is ever lost, and we are not forgotten. We are living in the heart of God. Nothing is ever lost, and we are not forgotten. We are living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, living in the heart of God. Morning sun comes through the trees, and the green leaves shimmer in the summer breeze. The songbirds singing to the honeybees, living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, living in the heart of God. After the dazzle of the day is done, the moon makes love to the setting sun. The stars come twinkling one by one, living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, living in the heart of God. We sleep in dreams both deep and bright, sailing through the velvet night, refreshing the soul to the spirit's delight, living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we are living in the heart of God. We are living, we are living, we're living in the heart of God. For nothing is ever lost, and we are not forgotten.
Thank you, Michael.
Welcome.
Yay. Oh, that was great. So please join with me in blessing our offering with this beautiful prayer that we say every Sunday. Spirit of the living God, bless the acts of our hands, our minds, our hearts. May everything offered here at Unity Spiritual Center be a reflection of all that is good within us. Grant us the courage to patiently listen for the stirring of your presence. Enliven our spirits with humor. Fill us with reverence for one another and gratitude for our diversity. May unity, beauty, and truth be the fruit of all we do. And so it is. Amen. So I have a few announcements to make. One, of course, is that we'll be having our hospitality hour directly following this. We'll take a 3-minute break in between the service and the hospitality hour so you can get a cup of coffee or a snack. Nothing you need to do except just stay on this same Zoom link. We are still doing our daily word readings and guided meditations every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon. Please do join us for that. Even if you can't come regularly, if you just have a day when you have a little break at lunchtime, please join us. We'd love to see you. And really excited to make this announcement. We have another, I'm going to find him here. We have another wonderful treasure in our congregation, and that is Reverend Brock Ford. Brock, I'm going to put a spotlight on you. He is going to be interning with us. So excited. As he works not only on a master's and doctorate, but he's already become ordained as a religious science minister like Reverend Aikya. And he's going to be doing some wonderful things for our community, including he's going to learn how to run our AV system. So Marcy will get a well-deserved break after many years of doing that. But most importantly, he has a heart for prayer, which you may remember from the wonderful talk he gave us on Greg Braden's book. So he has volunteered to be sort of an on-call prayer chaplain, and we're just so delighted that he wants to serve our community in this way. So how it will work is that if you would like prayer with Reverend Brock, I will post the hours that he's available, as well as his email, so you can make an appointment in advance. I think that's what we talked about, right? So people can make an appointment with Brock at a particular time and day. And we are just so grateful that you want to bring your many gifts and talents to us. And so let's everybody just welcome Reverend Brock as our new ministry intern with great gratitude for all that you want to bring to us. Thank you so much.
I'm so honored. Thank you, Reverend Maggie.
Oh, thank you. And with that, let's see if we've got any kids in our audience today. I'm not seeing any. Am I just missing them? Oh, I see them now. Okay, let me get the spotlight on you. Wonderful. And I don't think Alex is here. So let us bless Alonzo and Santiago.
Alex is here.
Is he here? Oh, good.
Yeah.
Thanks for telling me. All right. So let me do another quick look down the So I can put a
I got it. I got it.
You got it. Thanks. All right. Takes a village. Okay. Wonderful. So let's bless our kids right now. They are our future. They are why we are here doing what we're doing. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the presence of God in you, empowering you to do great things. Thank you so much, Alex, Santiago, and Alonso, for blessing us with your presence. We love you. And with that, why don't we sing our peace song?
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
So as we go forward into our afternoon, into our week, and into this new month of 2021, let us know that as we reflect on how we can be the presence of God in our world, how we can use the inspiration of the teachings of Jesus to be the change we wish to see. Let us know that we never walk alone, because the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Wherever I am, God is. And all is well. Thank you, God. Thank all of you for being with us. And as I said, take a 3-minute break if you need to. Michael's going to sing another wonderful song, but then we'll be back for our hospitality hour. So hopefully I'll see you then. Thanks again.